Welcome to another edition of From the Front Lines, where we discuss both the day-to-day and one-of-a-kind issues facing real estate managers. In this episode, IREM CEO and Executive Vice President Linda Caradine-Poinsett sits down with 2023 IREM President Renee Savage, CPM, CCIM, who shares her vision for advancing IREM's strategic plan and discusses the year ahead.
Welcome, Renee.
Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate being here.
Wonderful. I have a couple of questions for you because I think our listeners would like to get to know you. There's not a lot they know, so this will be a fun conversation, I think. So let's start. Let's talk a little bit about your background. You've been in real estate management for 33 years now, a CPM for 22 years, and now IREM President. In your experience, what are the most compelling benefits of being an IREM member as a real estate professional?
Well, I think there's a lot of benefits, and it really kind of depends on what phase of your career you're in. And so if your early career, I found that IREM was really helpful in regards to basic industry education, webinars, things that were bringing that general information to me, and then starting to meet different people in the industry. And as time went on, there are the certifications that we can obtain, again, furthering those relationships with people within the IREM organization. And I think the third thing, and one of the biggest takeaways I think I've had from IREM is through my volunteerism, I have gained and learned a lot about how to be a good leader. And starting at the local chapter level, all the way through where I am now, you have to do a lot of practicing and you have to learn and you get to engage with other members and watch them do things and learn from them. So I think there's a lot of growth that can come from being an IREM member, both in the personal side of leadership, but also in the knowledge side of the industry, and kind of coupled with making industry friends who can support you and be a resource to you when you need information that you don't have to help you with your job.
That's wonderful. There's no question you have a lot of experience. So from your perspective, what do members need most right now? How do we, meaning IREM, meet that need?
Well, I always think helping to provide knowledge is important. So knowledge sharing comes top of mind. I think one area is in prop tech. We all, including myself, could definitely be more literate in the technology area. And so I think IREM can be very helpful there. And there's a lot of discussion around ESG, and not just in the voluntary side of going that direction, but there's a lot of regulations potentially are going to be coming down the road in different states. And IREM can provide tools to help us understand how to implement change and comply with those items. And I think the third, and one of the most important, that's most been impactful for me, is when we talk about knowledge, it's just not learning from webinars or classes. It's learning from each other. So I think the IREM community has been key, at least for my career, in having a group of individuals I can go to who've had different experiences, who have more experience than me, maybe less experience, and may see a situation differently. And just a couple of days ago, I was talking with someone who was having a situation with a client, and her partner were trying to decide on the best way to handle that, and just kind of talking through that situation at a dinner helped lead her to a solution that both her and her partner thought was a great solution. And it was just from talking with someone else who's in the industry who understood the situation.
That's wonderful. Well, now that you're IREM president, a big part of your mission is to advance IREM's strategic plan, which, as you know, covers 5 growth areas. What are you most passionate about?
I, first of all, really believe in all the different 5 pillars of our strategic plan. I think they are great. My passion is, and has been for many, many years, is next gen, the next generation. And part of that is, one, it is so nice to help people who want to come into our industry and help them grow and learn and connect them to people that can help them go to where they're wanting to go. But the reality is next gen is always going to be the future. And if we don't engage them and make it attractive for them to come in and want to be with us, our industry and our organization will have some challenges.
I completely agree with you. So how will your work this year help IREM achieve the goals established in those areas, specifically around next gen?
Yeah, in the next gen area, there's a lot of kind of soft areas that will just naturally happen and kind of just embracing them as we get them into our organization. But there's two changes that we made that started in 2023. One is we put together the student and the next gen advisory council. So we have one group now looking at the whole from their when they're in school, and that could be in high school all the way through, getting through into the career and moving on, and to have that long pathway now, and that vision of the long pathway and everyone focusing on that, I think will be very dynamic, because I think our next gens who are involved can really engage with our students, and we would have a nice little rolling effect there. The other area that I'm really excited about is the Leadership Development Advisory Council. This is brand new, and they are being tasked with creating a leadership program for our members, not only for helping our members be better leaders in our organization, but helping our members be better leaders in their companies. And I think it will be highly impactful on those next gens, or even those who are new to the industry, coming in and having that support, experience, classes, whatever this group chooses to put together. It's really going to move our members and our organization forward.
Fabulous. You heard it here first, folks. Our Leadership Development Advisory Council is something new for IREM this year, so it's something we can look forward to. Now, Renee, what is your long-term vision for IREM?
There's a few areas there that I really think are super important. One is that we continue to grow to be an inclusive environment. There are a lot of different ways to look at things, a lot of lenses, and that only makes us better as we hear what all those different ideas are. The other part is having our young professionals that have engaged in our organization and our industry be actively involved in the leadership of the organization. We need them to impact what the future of this organization is. And so we need to get them involved so they're able to do that. And I think my last kind of bigger concept there is I'd like IREM to have a global impact. We are an international organization. There's a lot of more work for us to do there, but how can we advance the profession of real estate and in other countries and really make a difference in those countries and the communities that those countries have their properties in?
Wonderful. It sounds really, really exciting. Well, your year as president is going to be very busy. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to kind of hearing what our members have to say. I really think it's important that not only myself, but the leadership team, the board of directors, our HQ team is really listening to what our members and the industry is telling us. That's the only way for us to be relevant, to make sure that we are providing the support that they need. And the other thing is to watch our members make an impact on their teams, the properties that they manage, the communities that those properties are in. We all make an impact as we go through our day, and I'm just super excited to see how our members are making a positive impact in the world.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for this conversation. You're already having an impact, and I have no doubt that once this podcast airs, you will have an even greater impact. So thank you for your time, Renee. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Visit IREM.org for more knowledge to take on real estate management's most dynamic challenges. That's www.irem.org.